Hi guys, it's Katie here again from Creativa. I have another project to share with you today. So I'm just going to give you a quick look at this new project, which I'm calling a book of boxes. And then straight after this is a tutorial on how to put it together. And I am planning on doing some more videos using this set of SVG files or printable templates later on, because there's lots of other things we can do. This tutorial that's following is just the real basics about how to put it together, but of course there's so many more things that we can do with it. So I'm calling this a book of boxes. It is a book. I want to pick it up, but it's got things in it, so it's going to make a bit of noise probably. It's a little book here, it looks like this, and then it's got little closure, and you open it up and it opens up. And it has these 4 little boxes inside a large box. So this one, they all come out. So this one I call the long box for obvious long box reasons. This one's the medium box, and these 2 little ones here are the small boxes. It's a fairly basic configuration. It can really only go this way or you know, this way, that sort of thing, whatever suits you. But I just thought it was really cute. I love these little boxes because they have this little top around them. They're basically a double wall. I just think it makes them look really quite neat and finished and snazzy. So I've just made it out of cardstock, and in this instance I'm just putting some little embellishments that I've been making in here. So I originally saw these as sort of embellishment boxes, but also it could be like a little shadow box. It could be a gift box. So, you know, if you were giving a little box to people with lots of little treats, little bits and pieces in, you could certainly do that. I was thinking too that if you didn't make the cover but you just made this big box and the little ones that go in it, you could join them together and maybe make some kind of a shadow box, which I'd really love to do. I think that would be great fun, so that's definitely something I'm going to look at. So that's the book of boxes. I've put this frame on the front here, but of course you could decorate it any way you wanted. You could make it a fabric covered box. It could be shabby, it could be steampunk, it could be industrial, it could be botanical, it could be anything you want. This is just my example. So this is the box itself. Let me measure it for you. It is 19.5 centimeters wide, which is just over 7.5 inches. Then it is 23 centimeters long, which is 9 inches, and then the depth is just under 2 inches or 5 centimeters. So it's a pretty good little size. And these little boxes here, I'll tell you what the depth of those are. They are 3.5 centimeters, which is just under 1.5 inches. So they're pretty deep as well. You can get quite a bit in there. So that is the book of boxes. So let me just tell you about them briefly. I have created a set of SVG files to make this, and I have also created a set of printable templates. So I refer to this page when in the tutorial, and this is what the SVG file will look like if you're using a Cricut. It'll come just as one file, just like that. If you're using a Brother Scan and Cut or something else where the size of the file can only be 12 inches by 12 inches, then there is a second set of files that you will receive in the download. And that has got each of these pieces broken up into smaller amounts so that you can use it on a Brother Scan and Cut or whatever other machine requires you to have your pieces on a 12 inch by 12 inch canvas. But Cricut now allows me to provide lots more in one file, so I'm doing it both ways because it is nice just being able to upload one file. And then this is a sort of a scaled down version of the pages that come in the printable templates. So everything is exactly the same as in here. It's just, it's not coloured because obviously you wouldn't want to print it out coloured. And I've had to break it up into more pages because I can't have the mats sitting on top like I can with the SVG files. So the first 7 pages are the pieces of themselves, and then the second 7 pages are all the mats that go with that. And you get this little handy page guide too, so that you can refer to that to tell which page is which. Other than that, I think that's all I need to tell you. These are available in my Etsy store. I'm planning on doing some more projects with this. I think it's got lots and lots of potentially great uses. Yes, in mine I've just put some washi, some of my new little embellishments that I've been making, and I've got some little flowers, got some tiny little bottles of beads, and a little bit of eyelash trim in that one. So I've got these little word tags. Anyway, so I'll leave you now to go and to watch the tutorial if you'd like to on how to make this one. The only thing you need to remember with the SVG files is that you need to change the internal score cut lines to score lines and attach them to the blue piece, which is the cardstock piece. I've done that in other videos. I haven't actually done a video on how to do it for this one, but I will link a video below which goes through the process, and once you've seen that you can apply it to this one, no problems. Okay, so thanks very much guys. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now. Bye. Alright, so let's make a book of boxes, and this is the file that I'm using. So if you have a Cricut, you can use the file that has everything in one, and if you have a Scan and Cut, you'll need to use the second set of files that are divided up into smaller, you know, just a couple of pieces on in each file. You'll have to do it like that. And if you are using the printable templates, you will just need to print out the corresponding pages and cut them out. So basically we're going to make a book cover, and then we're going to make 5 boxes, 1 big box and then 4 little ones. So let's start with the book cover. The pieces in blue I have cut out of cardstock, or for the book cover I've cut out of chipboard, which I'll show you in a moment. And the pieces in purple that are sitting on top are the mats, so that I can mat everything and it looks pretty. So for the book cover, there is actually a blue piece under here, but you can't really see it. It's a sort of bluey green. And I've cut 2 of those, and I've cut them out of chipboard. So that's these 2 here, 1 and 2. And I've also cut one of the book spines out of chipboard as well. So I really like cutting the chipboard on my Cricut, because to start with you have to cut it down to 11 inches, and then you have to tape it around the sides, and you have to pull all the little wheels back, and it's all too much palaver. So, well, for me it is anyway. So I just cut my pieces out of cardstock, and I've just written on here book of boxes cover, book of boxes spine, and then I just trace around them like a printable template onto my chipboard, and then cut it out with my Stanley knife, or my trimmer, or my craft knife, this little guy here, and my metal ruler. And I just find that easier. It's just a square, and then I just put these aside and keep them for next time I want to make my box. And if I don't, I mean, I'll just use it for something else that will go in my scrap pile. So I've got 2 of the covers out of chipboard. I don't know what weight this is. It's thicker than cereal box cover, but you know, if you're a bit concerned about how thick yours is, and you could sandwich a couple of pieces together, I really have no idea what weight this is, but I'm just trying to give you an idea by showing you how much it moves. So let's make the cover. So if you had some Tyvek, this would be a great time to use Tyvek. in Australia, we don't really have such a thing. I mean, you can purchase it online, costs a fortune, you have to wait. I'm far too impatient for that. So I just use masking tape, and you know, so far so good. I haven't had any issues, so you know, why fix it when it ain't broke, I say. So I'm just going to put some of this tape, where are my scissors? Put some of this tape down on my spine. I'll just rip it. I haven't got enough hands. So I'm just going to put a bit on there and a bit on here. I mean, we've all covered books before. We've all done this. Oh, I didn't do a very good job of that, did I? Look, there's hardly anything hanging off the edge. Let's have another bit. So I'm certainly not doing anything new here. There we go. And then I've got a wrinkle. This is a good start, isn't it? Oh, I get a little bit worked up before I start a video, wondering have I got everything around me that I need so I don't have to keep pausing the camera and going off. You know, I'm trying to be organised, make sure I have everything in arm's reach, and so then I get a little bit wound up. I want my video to be, you know, perfect, and they never are. So when I first start the video, I'm often sort of a bit wound up, so you'll have to excuse my wound upness. So I'm just laying those out with the spine in the middle, and I've left a little gap between each. I'm just going to make sure that it's enough of a gap, and I think it is. So that's good. Then I'm going to trim this off. And I trim it off rather than folding it over, because if you fold it over, you end up getting, it gets a bit bulky, or it can do. So I just prefer to trim it. But you know, you do what suits you. And this side. So I originally designed this box actually many months ago, and I made a bunch of templates, prototypes, and I was happy with it. But then I got really fed up with making it because I've made so many prototypes to try and get it right, and so I kind of just put it aside and didn't release it for ages. But so it's actually been ages since I've made this box, this book of boxes. Where's my bone fold? I'm just going to run this down here and get those two pieces of masking tape, whoops, to stick together. I just dug a hole in it, so that was clever. But it was definitely something that I've been wanting to release for ages, so I'm glad I finally got up to this stage. There's that one. And I'm hoping to do a few projects using this. So I'm showing you the basic sort of book of boxes, but I think that there's other things that are exciting that you could do with this. So we might do more than one video of this, but I might not do them back to back because, you know, I've got other things that I want to share with you as well. Okay, so there's our basic book cover. And now I'm going to cover that. So I'm just going to cover that in this sheet of white paper that I have. I'll just move my candle out of the way. My candle's there to get rid of the smell of craft glue. My partner, my fiance, came in a little while ago and he said to me, "Do you get high in here? Because it really reeks in this room from that glue that you're using." And then after he said that, then I suddenly started noticing it. See, I was fine until he said something. So now I just burn the candle so that I can't smell it. Of course, all those noxious chemicals are still floating around. I'm just masking the smell, but you know, ignorance is bliss. So I've just made a 1-inch corner, 1 inch line coming off the edge here and here. My ruler's an inch wide, so I can just line it up on the bottom and know that that is an inch away, like so. And then I can just line this up in that corner there, like that, and like that. And then I'm just going to put an inch around here, and an inch across the top, like that. Seems really dark in here today. And like that. And then I can cut this piece out, and I know that's the size that I need. And I get my handy dandy scissors and just trim this off. Just said handy dandy scissors then, and it reminded me of when my son was little. He'll be 21 this year. When he was little, he used to love that show Blue's Clues. I don't know if it was on everywhere. Anyway, and that guy in Blue's Clues, can't remember his name, might have been Jeff or something like that. He had a handy dandy notebook. Anyway, my son loved that show. I quite liked it too. Alright, so now I'm just going to put some glue on my cover. I'll just start with the front with one cover. Oh, this is the stinky glue. It's just glue from Spotlight here in Australia. It's the Crafter's Choice Craft Glue. So I use this, or I use Boyle's glue, which is from Bunnings. But, you know, we have a much more limited supply of crafty goodies in Australia, so we have to make do with what we get, what we can find. And things like glue, I don't really want to have to purchase online, because you can bet that it gets held up, or I forget to order it in time and I'll run out. The other glue I use, the white glue that I use, is Tiger Grip glue by Helmer, and I get that from Spotlight, and I like that one as well. And then I can do my spine, and I'm feeling brave, so I might even do my back cover at the same time. Whew, this glue, I'm getting high. Okay, I'll just flop that one over and that one over. Give it a good press. And then I've got a little bit seeping up here, which I'm just going to rub off, so then I can turn it over and press it down. Now you can see where I put too much glue on it and it's come through this paper, which isn't that thick. But that's okay, because I am going to mat it all anyway, and you won't see it. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. Probably could have allowed a bit more. It might crack along here, but if it does, I'll just cover it with some lace or something. It'll be fine. Okay, so then I'm just going to miter my little edges here so I can turn in. There are much more convoluted ways to do this, and little tools and things. And I'm thinking I might put some little book corners on there anyway, so I don't know that it matters that much. I'm just using my bone folder to get it to bend over a little bit and put some glue on there. I don't know that it matters if you do your long edges or your short edges first. I just do what's closest to me. like glue coming out. Just give it a little bit of a wipe so I don't get it everywhere, which is, you know, kind of too late because I always get it everywhere. And I'll do the same here. Put a bit of glue on here. I like to try and get it pretty close to the edge of the actual book itself, so that it sticks down on that little edge there. Otherwise sometimes you can get a bit of a funny little bulge there, but you know, that's not the end of the world either. Okay. Whoops. I think I just made that worse. Okay, and then we'll do this side, this long edge. Whoop. Yeah, this glue. Whew. It's funny, I never noticed it before. Just trying to be careful as you can be anyway, or as careful as I can be. Fold it over it, sort of squashing it into the center of my book to try and get it nice and taut. Like so. Now it's not really stuck there, but I'm probably going to put a bit of tape over there anyway, I'm thinking. I'll do this side. Oops. Flip that one over. Press with my bone folder again. Wipe up my glue. And then I just like to run along the edges here just to give them a nice flat finish. Like so. And the same here. And here, and here. Okay, so now these bits here, they have not stuck all that well because of the masking tape, I suspect, and so I'm going to cure that with some more masking tape. So I'll just cut that rough bit off, and I'm just going to stick that right over there like that. It's okay because it's all going to get covered up. Like so. And I might even, should I run it all the way along? See, I missed a bit of glue here. I feel like that's going to bother me. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just going to run that down along here again. And then I'm going to ink around the edges. Despite my desire to not ink so much, I really do think that this looks better when it's inked now. I do think that I've made this a little bit tight, and possibly my spine will crack along here. I do have a sneaking suspicion that's going to happen. If it does, I'll just cover it up with something. I mean, these things happen. Yeah, I can see it's pretty tight. I'll just try and work the paper a little bit, but you know, if it cracks, it cracks, and we'll just cover it up. Anyway, there's our little book cover. So that's the first bit done. I'm going to put that to the side and let it dry a little bit, and see how we go with that cracking. You never know. You never know. And let's crack on to making the base box. Okay, so I've got all my pieces here to make the base of my book box, or box of books, wow, whatever you want to call it. So under here there is a blue piece. It's very difficult to see, and I've cut one of those out of my cardstock. So I think this is about 250 GSM cardstock, but I can't be sure because it doesn't actually say on the packet how thick it is, but it's pretty thick. But I think you would be okay with anything above 100, or I don't know, maybe about 180 GSM. I think would be okay. You just have to try it out. And we're going to mat everything, so the scrapbook paper that you use will definitely give it some extra strength. So I've cut out one of these, and then I've cut out the blue piece under here, the book side one. I've cut out two of those, and the book side two, I've cut out two of those. The blue pieces I cut out of cardstock, and the purple pieces that are sitting on top are the mats. So I've also cut out the mats for everything, but we'll get to that later. So here's my book base, and these are my two book side ones, and these are my two book side twos. And so we're just going to put them together. So let's start with the long sides. Now you can see on here that it's got two tabs, one on each side, and one has got this funny little divot in it, little dip. That's the side that we're going to attach to the base, and I'm going to put some glue along there and then glue it under the base. So let's just go ahead and do that. So I'm using this glue, and we'll see how it goes. It's pretty stinky stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to slide it under my book base and line it up on with those edges of that little bit that dips in, like so. Just like that, and then line that up. And then I can do the same on the other side with this one. And all the boxes are constructed pretty much the same. So we're making this big one, and then we'll make a series of smaller ones to fit inside. So then I'm going to line this one up as well along that edge, like so. Stick her down. And then we get to our long side, our short sides. So these are our short sides. Now we are going to just do a little, this little gutter here. It's the bit that sits on top that gives it a nice finish. And I just want to measure that along here as well, so that I know where my little flap needs to line up, and you'll understand what I'm saying. But I'm just going to line this up on my edge. And I'm just going to put a little line here and here, just so I can line it up, and I'll do the same on this side as well. I think this is the easiest way to do it, but you might come up with a better idea. So I'll show you, you'll understand soon enough what I mean. Okay, so for this one, these little flaps here are going to be on the outside, and we're going to glue this big tab underneath here. So let's go ahead and do that. So So this is book side 2. And I've cut out 2 of these, and I can't remember if I've already said, but I will put a list in the description box underneath of how many of each piece I've cut out, so you don't need to remember it. Okay, so I'm just going to line that up on here, like so. Like that, glue it down. And the same on this side. Sorry, I have to turn it around, I'll make you dizzy. Okay, I'm going to pop that one under there as well. Line that up, press it down. Now I'm just going to flip it over and give it a good press with my bone folder and make sure it doesn't run away. Like so. Alright. Looks good. So now I'm going to fold the long sides in. So what we're going to do is fold it over and fold this tab out like so. I'm going to put some glue on this tab, and then I'm going to line up this score line with the edge of the piece of the book base. So this bit here, this is the edge of the book base. I'm going to line that up along that edge, or at least I'm going to try to. Okay. I'll put some glue along here. And then I'm going to fold this over like so and line that up with my edge there and back over there like so. Line that up, press it down. And then I'll flip it around. I'm going to just press that down with my bone folder before it runs away. And then I'm going to do the same with this side. So I'm going to fold this tab over so I can put some glue on underneath the side there. I'm just going to wipe this bit of glue off my bottle, my glue bottle. That's better. This is some really rough cardstock, but it's what I could find. It doesn't matter, it's going to be matted, so I'm just folding that over and gluing it into place like so, with that edge along the edge of my, I think I could do with a bit more glue under here. It wants to come up, just like that one did. Glue that one down. And where'd my little mark go there? Did I not do that side? Now I don't know how much I should be, or is it hiding underneath the tab? Can't see it. Must have missed it. Well, I reckon it's about there. I'll have to just guess it. Alright, so there's our 2 long sides. Now I'm just going to flip these little tabs back so that they're not in the way. And then I'm going to pull these little tabs back so they're not in the way. And I'm going to fold this tab back over on itself. And this time I'm going to put glue on this tab, and I'm going to line up this score line with those little marks that we've made there. And that's just so our gutter, this bit here, will line up nicely. It won't be squashed in, and it won't be right out like this. It's just a guide. It's just a guide. All right, so I'm going to put some glue on this tab. I'm going to try to. And I'm going to line this up with my little lines, my little marks that I made. It's a little bit trickier to see. I'm sorry if I'm escaping off camera. And it might not be perfect, but I'm pretty sure you're the only one who'll know that. Well, it looks pretty good to me. And then we'll just give that a press. And I'm going to do the same with this one. So I'm going to turn these tabs out just to get them out the way for a second. And turn these ones down around here, get those out the way. And then I'm going to fold this tab back so that I can put some glue on him, like so. And then I'm going to put this fold line in line with those two little marks that we made again. Or at least I'm going to try. One there. I can't see that one. About there. Flip this around. Have a little sticky beak. About there. That looks pretty good. Okay. I'll give that a burnish. Now we're just going to go around the edges and put some glue on these tabs and then glue them onto here. So you'll notice that we've got this little tunnel, this little tube here. We don't need to put glue all the way. I mean, it won't hurt if you do, but I'm just going to put some glue on this little tab here. And I'm going to line this up with the edge of this little tube here, this little tunnel, and then flip it over and put that into place like so. I'm just going to bring it as close in as I can. And I'll probably have to hold it for a second because my glue is not cooperating. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same with this one. A bit of glue here. So you might find it easier to use double-sided tape, whatever you like to use. I'm not a fan of double-sided tape. Double-sided tape and I don't get along. It drives me crazy having to pull those strips off constantly. Drives me crazy. I'd rather just hold it for a second. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Alright, and then we'll do the same here. Bit of glue on this tab. Bit of glue on this tab. Look at me being brave, putting glue on two tabs at once. Okay, and then line those two up and flip that little guy over. And while I'm at it, I'm going to try and do the same thing on this side. And hold it for a second. And hopefully that'll do the job. I might just flip it over. Just make sure that, just press it down flat against my desk and make sure that it's all stuck into place. Okay, pretty happy with that. And now I'm just going to put some glue on each of these four little tabs and glue them into place, and that's just going to hold it nice and secure on the inside as well. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to make it nice and sturdy. And pop that tab into place. And this one. Whoops. Put that one there. And this one. Like so. And then the last one. some glue on there. And glue that one down. All done. Okay. Just make sure that's stuck on there. And that's our little book base that's going to sit inside our cover. So I've also cut some mats for this. I just wanted to show you in the mat department that this one here is going to go on top of here, and it will really neaten up the top of your little box like that. So I'll stick this one on. That'll be a laugh, trying to wrangle this little guy. But I'll leave the rest of the mats. I'll do it off camera because, you know, I think you can figure it out. And this one. Here. I'll pop it down like so. Line it up. It just finishes it off really nicely. Mine's a little bit out of whack there, but I can live with that. Just like that. Doesn't that look nice and neat? Just like that. Okay, so then we have the mat that goes in here, and then we have the mats for each of the sides on the inside, on the outside and on the inside, and that's all these pieces here. So for each one you can see there's a mat for the inside and the outside, and the inside and the outside. The inside ones are the shorter ones, the outside ones are the longer ones. Okay, so I'll put in the description box how many of each of those I've cut out for you. So that is the book base itself. So let's pop that to the side. And let's make another one, and let's make another box. Okay, so there are 5 boxes on here. There's the book base, which we've just made, which is these pieces. Then there's what I call the long box, and that's these pieces here. Then there's a small box, which are those 3 there, and then there's the medium box, which is these 3 here. So what will fit inside your book box is 1 long box, 1 medium box, and 2 of the small boxes. So let's make the medium box. They're all made the same way. So, you know, we'll just make one together, one more together, and then I'll go off and do the rest. So this is my medium box base. That's this piece here, the blue piece underneath. The purple pieces on top are my mats. So I've got my little collection of mats here. And then I've cut out 2 of the side 1 pieces for the medium box and 2 of the side 2 pieces for the medium box. And it's really going to go together in exactly the same way that we did the book base, but I'll show you again. And you can always just fast forward if you want to. So again, we're looking for this long side with the funny little edges, and I'm just going to put some glue on that one up to those funny little edges. So just this tab here. Oops. Try and get it on the tab. And then I'm going to line up the long side with those little guys there. Glue it into place. A little bit of glue coming out. And then I'll do the same with this one here. So again, I'm going with this funny looking tab with the little bits chopped out. Whoops. Keep doing the same thing. Okay, and lining that one up. that one up, like so. Just make sure they're stuck down. Alright, so then I'm going to measure this little gutter again on here, on my base. So I'm just going to line up that edge piece, that edge score line with the edge of my book base, and then mark where the next line is. It's about here, about here. And it's just a rough guide. It's, you know, you don't have to be overly worried about it. It's just to help us to line up that little tab. So I'll just make those a little bit more obvious. Okay, and then we're going to pop this guy on. So this one here is going to have these tabs on the outer edge like this. So these tabs are closest and these tabs are furthest from the book base. Alright, so let's pop this one down. Like so. And the same with this one. Like so. Whoop. Okay, let's flip that over and make sure that's well adhered. Ooh. And then, oh, that wasn't very well adhered at all, even when I had burnished it down. Let's do that again. And must call for some more glue. Okay, try again, try again. Right. That one and that one. Now stop running away. Okay, now gently turning that over. I'm going to fold this tab in like so, and the same with this one here, the long sides. And then I'm going to put some glue on that. And I'm going to line this score line up with the edge of the box base. Right, so I'm lining it up with this edge along here. And this score line with this edge. Okay, so I can see that one's there. And that one's there. Give that a press. Make sure I'm happy with that. It does not want to stick today, does it? Like so and like so. It's this cardstock because the glues that I'm using, that I use on the cardstock that I more regularly use, and I don't have any of these gluing problems. But that's okay. We persevere. See, it's trying to pull up there. Okay, so again I'm lining up this score line with the edge of the base. There, and where are you? There and there. That looks about right. I'll turn it around and have a look. Whoops. Okay. Get that a burnish. Make sure I'm happy with that. Okay, and then I'm going to pull these tabs out of the way. And these ones. It gets a bit harder when the boxes get smaller. Wait till you do the small box. Okay, glue on this tab. And again, I'm going to line this score line up with the two little marks that we've made with our pencil. I'll try if I can see. It's like a dark It's very dark down there. That seems about right. And then the same on this side. And fold those two little tabs back. And fold this one over. And then I can put a bit of glue on this tab. And then this score line, I'm going to line up with my two little pencil marks. And I can't really see this one. Just make that one a bit wider. Okay. This score line with my two little pencil marks. Which I still can't see. There, that seems about right. And then, I'm trying to do this without getting my noggin in the camera view. I don't know if I've succeeded. Where is that pencil mark? It's back here a little bit. It's about there. Not entirely sure about that one. Whoops, and then it just moved. Let's have a look. Yeah, that one's okay, and that one's okay. Well, it was. Okay, and then this one's moved. Come on, glue, work with me. That one's okay. And that one's okay. All right, so that's that. So then we're going to go around and glue all of the outside tabs into place. So I'm going to put a bit of glue on that tab. And a bit of glue on this one. Make sure that that's lined up nicely along that edge, like so, and then just flip that over. I don't want to press too hard because I don't want to squash the hollow side that we've got with these double walls. And the same with that one. I'm just going to hold them for a second. I mean, I could put a bit of tape on there and then I wouldn't have to do this. And then I'm going to do the same on this side. I'm just going to make sure this is nice and flat. Okay, and then we're going to put some glue on here. And here. Pop that one there. Line that up with the edge. And pop that one there and hold it. And then I just need to do the inside tabs as well. Okay, so that would appear to be pretty good. Oh no, these want to move. Come on, glue. Stop being like this. So I've tried using my white glue and I don't think my white glue was any better. In fact, I think it was worse. So I've been sticking with this glue. But you know, I could just put a little bit of tape across here and that would certainly hold these two. But I feel like by the time I got the tape out and did that, it might have actually caught. All right. So now I can just glue these little tabs in. So the tabs are on the short side. So what we're doing is attaching them to the long sides to just give it a little bit more structural support. I'll just make sure that's lined up and stick it on. So sticking that tab that it's comes with the short side, but we're attaching it to the long side. Sticking that one down. Same with this one. Like so. I really have a thing for boxes, I've decided. Just love them. I can never throw a box away either. I really struggle with that. Okay, so now I can see this little tab is poking upwards, so I'm either going to try and move it into place. Yeah, that's better. Otherwise I could just snip, if there was a bit of tab sticking out the top here, I could just snip it off. Okay, and then I have all my mats already cut out for that as well, but I won't bore you with that. But of course this is going to go on here, a bit of glue there. This is going to go on here, and that just, I don't know, to me that just finishes it up so nicely. Okay, so that's the medium box. You're going to make the long box. The long box here, one of those, we're going to make it exactly the same. And the small box, I'm going to make 2 of those, and then we're going to make that exactly the same as well. So I will go off and put that all together now and mat it so that you don't have to watch me do that. And then we will come back and we will assemble it all together in the cover that we've already made. Alright, so I'll see you again soon. Okay guys, I'm back, and while I was gone I have distressed around the edges of my book, and I've got my mats all ready to go for the outside of my book, and ta-da! I have finished doing all the little boxes and I've matted them all, and aren't they sweet? I just love them. So they come out, as you can see, nice and easily. And you know, there's not too many ways that you can configure it. It's either this way or this way, but it is still fun, I think. So anyway, let's take those out for now and pop those to the side. And now we have to put our book box bit together. So you could stop here with the configuration boxes inside and make a little shadow box or something like that, and I absolutely plan on doing that. You could make 2 of these or 3 of them or 4 of them and maybe back them onto some foam board and make a really big sort of configuration of boxes. That would be fabulous, and I really would like to do something like that. But for now I just want to show you how to put it in the box itself, or into the book itself. So all we have left to do is, what have I done with my little bits and pieces? Here we go. Is use a few of these mats and mat it. So the first thing I'm going to do is put on my inside spine mat, which is this purple piece here, and that's just going to cover up our spine. So let's start with that. I have to think this through because I want to put a closure on here using these little metallic bag fasteners, and I have to do this side. Oh, we'll figure it out. Anyway, let's start with the inside spine mat. So it's quite large, it's going to fit over the top of our spine like so. So let's just go ahead and glue that down, and that's just going to give us a nice finish. This is really thick scrapbook paper, so we're going to have to see how we go with getting this to crunch along the fold here, along these folds. So I'm just going to flip this around, and it's going to go about here, and I'm just going to center it there. I'm just making sure it's fairly centered from there to there, and then I'm just going to press it down. I'll give that a second to take. And then I'm going to find my creases. Just run my bone fold gently along there. Gently, I'm not going to rip my paper. Which I often do, because I think I'm being gentle, but I'm obviously not being gentle enough. Okay, I don't want to bend it just yet. I want to give that glue a little bit of time to grab. So in the meantime, I'm going to stick my mat on here So this is, so the mats for here and here are the book cover mats, the purple piece on top. I nearly said blue, which it's very clearly not blue. So I have got a wood theme happening here. I think I'm going to pop it there like that. So I'm going to try and get it as close to the edge as I can. And stick that on. Oh, nice. Disaster. All right, I'll be right back. Let me fix that. Disaster. Okay, I'm back. I think the crisis has been averted. There are a couple of gluey marks here, but my book box is going over the top of that anyway. I've managed to get it off the spine, and that was entirely my fault because I refilled my glue bottle and I think I overfilled it. So, lesson learned. I have done it before. You'd think I would have learned that lesson. Anyway, I think the next thing is to cover the outside of our book. So let's do that. Oh, I want to do that next? Yes, I do. All right. So these are going to be my outside ones. I think they're just going to go, I don't know which one to have. I actually really quite like this one, I think, for the front, and that one for the back. Let's do that. All right. Glue. Behave. And I'm talking to inanimate objects again. So there's obviously a lot less glue in the bottle now, so we should be all right. It doesn't even want to come out now, would you believe? Okay, well, that was a bit of a heart starter. Yeah, it just really, now it's kind of clogged up. I can't wait. All right. So this is my front cover. So I'm just going to spin it around so I can slide it into the right spot. Now, my spine hasn't cracked yet, but, you know, I'm entirely prepared for it to do that. I think that'll do. It's going to have to, because it's not going to move anymore. All right. Such as it is. And we'll do this over. And I'm going to hold my glue over here in case it splits out. I don't want it on my front cover. Oh, that's just typical, that is. And I'm not doing the whole video again. You'll have to suffer through my glue disaster and, I don't know, have a giggle. It's a blooper. It's a big blooper. Okay, right. We got this the right way up? Yes, indeed we do. Now, is it in line with that one? Pretty much. I did a better job on the back cover than I did on the front cover. Okay, and then I have the mat for my spine, which is this one here. And that's just going to go right there like that. Is that the right way out? I think it might go that way. I wonder if anyone could even tell. I'm trying to use up paper pads that I've had hanging around for a while, so. Alright, and then I'm going to pop that one in the centre on my spine. That's nice. I like the dramaticness of this paper. Lovely. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that aside. I don't want to put this mat on yet because I'm going to have to put this prong in here, and I want to be able to cover it up on this side with the mat. So I'm just going to put this aside, and I'm just going to have a look at my little closure here. So I've cut some pieces out for my closure. So the closure is here. So underneath there, you can't see it, but trust me, it's there, is a blue piece, and then I've cut 2 of those blue pieces from the cardstock, and then I've cut 2 of the purple mats out of my scrapbook paper. So I haven't done this for a while, but I think I need to put my mat on here. Like this. And then the same on this one. Like so. Squash that down. And then we're going to put this side on here, on this one, or either one, really. It doesn't matter at this stage. So it's got 2 little prongs, so I have to work out where the 2 little prongs are going to go, and I don't want it to be too close to the edge, so I'm thinking about here, thinking about there. Alright, so once I decide where it's going to go, I'm just going to press it in, I think about there. I'm going to press it in so I get those little indentation marks from the prongs, and then I'm going to see if I can find them. There's one and there's the other. Okay, and then I'm going to have to put a little hole in there with my craft knife. So I'll grab that one. Put you away, horrible glue. And just get this cutting mat out. And I'm just going to put a couple little slits in here. I hope I'm remembering how to do this. Okay. And then we're going to feed this in here through those little slits. Are they big enough? Yeah. Okay, so I can put this one away for a second. I think we'll need it again in a minute. And make sure that's nice and flat. And then I'm going to push these little doodad leg things down. And I'm going to push this one. I don't know if I want to push it out this way. Maybe I'll give it a go. Like so. Make sure it's flat. Sorry, I'm sneaking towards myself. I hope you can see okay. Right, and then I'm going to put this, glue this one on top. Okay. I'm going to glue this one on top. So there's other ways that you could go about making a closure. I think just a ribbon would be really nice, but because I have this little closure in the kit, I wanted to show you at least one way of being able to use it. And then, you know, it's up to you if you want to use it this way or not. You could also use a magnet, but you'd need a fairly strong one, I feel. So that kind of needs to be held at the end there for a bit. So I need a bulldog clip. I've got some over here. Let me just move some things out of the way. Spin my little drawers around. And I'm going to put this little clip on here for a little bit. Okay. Alright, Alright, so I feel like he needs to dry off a little bit, but what we're going to do is attach this to the bottom of my, I'm just going to sort of work it around a little bit so it's got a bit of a curl to it. Whoops. We're going to attach this to this side to the back and this side to the front. So let's see, where's my book? So, whoops, we need this little guy here, which is going to go in here. I just need to sort of measure it and make sure that it's going to go on okay. So that's our book, like so. So then we want it to attach it like this, and then around to the back we need to give it a bit of room. It's gonna be tight. How's that? I feel like that's okay. Alright, so I can just see how much I need on this side here. So I'm just going to put a little mark here, and that's going to give me an idea of how much I need to turn it around. Now I'm going to find the center of my book. So it is 23 centimeters long. So if I make it, let's come, where's that line that I just drew there? Let's say that's the center right there. I was really smack on, I tell you. Okay, and then I'm going to get this little guy here, and I feel like we're going to need some pretty strong glue. I might use this one. This is Tiger Grip glue by Helmer, and generally it is stronger than that other glue, but for some reason doesn't work on that really rough cardstock so well. Now it's all glued up. I filled this one up too, so let's cross our fingers I don't make a mess of this one. Sorry, it's got a bit gammied up. Let's see if it's working now. Yep, okay. Alright. I think I might just want to ink the edge of that. Actually, before I stick this down, maybe, now I know that's where it's going to go. I know it's going to go there like so. I'll bend it around and around. Like so. And then I might give myself a little bit. I'm just trying to figure out where I need to put this guy here. That's what I'm trying to work out. So if I line this up that line, whoops, if I line it up with this line, bend it over, bend it over. Okay, so now I'm just pressing down because it's got a little knobble in the middle that falls into this one. I'm just trying to make a little indentation. Let's see if I can see that. Can I see it? I'll come under the light. I'm not sure that I can see anything. Alright, let's just, sorry, this isn't supposed to be so difficult. I just can't see anything in the light with this dark paper. And I don't want to fiddle with this too much once I've stuck it on here, because otherwise I'll keep pulling it off. So I'm just trying to get this bit sorted out now. Oops, I just squashed my box, didn't I? There, I can see it. I can see it. Quick, Draw it. Right, there's my little, that's the little indentation. Okay, are you okay, little box? Yes. Okay, so then this here needs to go over the top of that little hole. And again, we need to make some little indents for our legs. So if I put that there, I always hate this bit because I'm going to be cutting a hole in my pretty paper. Press it down, get some indents, and then draw on those. And then again, we'll stab a hole in it. Whoops. Okay, I'll just spin this around to here. And I'm just putting holes in here. This is a bit harder to get through. Right, are they long enough? There we go, that's pretty good. And that one's pretty good. Okay, let's try that. I tell you what, a ribbon would be much easier. This does look nice when it's done though. There we go, we're through. Alright, and then we just need to bend these guys down. Right, we can put this mat away. Ouch. Right, let's have a look at that. Yeah, that looks good. Alright. Okay, so now we can put this mat on here. Now we can finish it off. That was the worst part done. Did you survive? I tell you what, this has been quite traumatic, this experience. It's been a traumatic video, at least it has for me. I'm going to have to go and have a glass of red wine, put my feet up on the couch and cuddle my dog afterwards, after this. Okay. Right. Now, do you think there's a way it has to go? It's going to go this way. That's the way it has to go. So I've got glue. I got glue here, which meant my distressing didn't stick to it, but I can live with that. I can live with that. And bring that up pretty close to the edge. Make sure it's lined up with that spine mat at that side, and make sure it sticks down. I might need a bit of extra glue over there. And give it a good press. I might need to put a little bit of glue under here too, yeah, but I can fix that up later. But that looks nice. Doesn't that look nice? Okay, so then the only thing that's left to do is to glue our actual box in. So I'm just going to cover this in glue and then stick it down, and I am going to stick it down as close to the spine as I can get so that it fits in there nice and neatly. And after I've done that, I might need to weight it down for a little bit. So this is basically the end of the video. What I'm going to do now is cover this in glue, pop it down on here. I'm going to bring it up really nice and close to the spine so that it sits nicely in there. And of course I'm going to make sure that it's nice and even along here, and there's where I've squashed it. But that's okay, I can fix that. I'm going to make sure it's even from here to here. And then I'll probably weight something down on top of here until it's nice and dry. Then once that's nice and dry, I will go about attaching this little guy on here. So I will pop this on here, and then I will glue it on the back where it needs to go. And that is it. And we can pop our little, our tiny little boxes in our big box, like so. And that is it. So thank you very much for persevering through the glue drama of 2021. And I really hope that you like this little box. I am going to do this box again, but I think I might try doing something different with it. You know, there's so many options available, so and different ways to make this and different uses for something like this. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. And I'll see you guys again soon. I've got more projects coming, so I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Bye.